Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Judith Patterson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Texas, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make the cards from my Festive and Fun class to go. So to get this class to go, all you need to do is place a $35 order pre-tax and shipping with this host code here. I always point to the wrong side for some reason. By Tuesday, October 31st, and you'll get the pieces that I'm about to show you to make these cards in the mail. If your order reaches $50 pre-tax and shipping, you'll also get these adhesive backed sequins trio. So you'll get a full set of these for free included in your kit. Just use the same host code. You can order whatever you want. It doesn't have to be the things that I'm showing you. You may already have them, or you may have another stamp set that you want to use instead, and that's totally fine. But let me just go ahead and, well, I was going to flip the camera, but let me remind everybody, you may know this, and you may not know this, but Stampin' Up! Is celebrating 35 years in business, and so with that celebration, for this month only, so this ends October 31st. There's just a few days left, but you can get 30% off the cost of your starter kit, or you can get 35% off the cost, or you can get 35% more product in your kit. Either way, Stampin' Up! Starter Kit is always a great buy, like always, because you get to choose the product that is put in your kit. It's not a set thing, so it's always a great deal. You always get free shipping, and you always get to be part of the Stampin' Up! Team whenever you purchase the starter kit. And if you join my team, I would love that. I would love to have you on my team. We do meet monthly, and we're a good group. It's a small group so far, but we're growing, and I'd love to have you join. So if you have any questions about that, just let me know. Just know that this promotion does end October 31st. Okay, that's enough of that. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't miss out on all of that. Okay, I think we're good. I had some technical difficulties there. I'm not sure exactly what was going on with my camera, but it was not working well. Okay, so this is the stamp set that we're using today, and just in case I have anyone watching who's not familiar with Stampin' Up!, I wanted to show you. So our stamps come unmounted. So what I'm going to do here is just pull these off, and then we have clear blocks. So this is clear block I, and I'm going to go ahead and just put my little giraffe right here on this clear block. I'm also going to be using this stamp here, which says Happy Christmas Wishes. I'll only be using the Happy Christmas part. So this is for the first card. So if you get the class to go with your purchase, you'll get 6 envelopes just like this. And in each envelope, you have the supplies to make a card. This is not the right one. I need this one for this card. And they will be packaged and labeled, so you won't be guessing like I just was. So you'll get a piece for the inside. And then you'll get your DSP. And anytime you have to stamp on something, not counting the inside. Okay, I assume that you have basic white cardstock at home, so I don't do the inside piece. It's a simple 4 by 5 1/4. My camera is not focusing well. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to remember to pull everything up so that it focuses better. At least I think it's my camera and not me. It could be me. Who knows, but I'll try to make sure that you see it well. Okay, so this piece is one you're going to stamp on. I have my Tuxedo Black Memento ink. So I'm just going to ink up just the Merry Christmas. And you can mask that with like a Post-it note or something if you don't want to just eyeball it like I just did. So I'm going to stamp that right here. And this piece is a little bit bigger than I would normally do. But I wanted to make sure you had plenty of room to stamp. Since these are not clear stamps, it's a little bit harder to get it right where you want it. So I'm just going to cut that part off, and then I'm going to cut this end, and I'm going to cut this end. And no, that is not perfectly straight, and yes, it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. So see, I didn't even need that extra pink piece. I will save it for another day, or another card, or another project. Okay, so I'm going to stamp up or ink up my giraffe here again with the tuxedo black, and this time I'm going to be stamping right here on this one. And again, you do get 2 of these just in case you're not happy with the way it stamps the first time. You get another chance, or you can add your own designer series paper and your own card base and make 2 cards if it goes well both times. So I still feel like it's not focusing well. I'm just going to pull that up so you can see how he stamped. Now I chose to use my Stampin' blends. I love my Stampin' blends. They're one of my favorite ways to color. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started coloring my giraffe. This is going to take a minute. I'm starting with the light Daffodil Delight. And I like to use the brush tip. I also use the other tip, the bullet tip, I guess you'd call it. In fact, I will probably end up using it for the circles. And I want to say I like using one for tight places and one for larger places, and I do to an extent. So if I have a big area that I'm going to be coloring, 98% of the time I use the brush tip for that. And then a lot of times I do like to use the bullet tip if I'm coloring a tight spot, a small area, unless it's like really tight. And then I like the tip, the brush tip, to get those really tight places, unless, see, it's not just super clear cut with me. Sometimes after a lot of use, or if I've used them rough, like if I've used them, sometimes I use the brush tip to add color to like embellishments like ribbons or pearls or rhinestones. So if I do that, sometimes it can kind of mess up the tip. So if I do that, then I'll use the bullet tip. But see, this one, I'm going to use the bullet tip to do all the little circles on the giraffe. So this is the dark Daffodil Delight. It's perfect for this part right here. Alright, I am going to use the light one again for the star. And then I'm going to go over it again just to make it a little bit darker, but I don't want it as dark as the dark Daffodil Delight. I do want to add a touch of Wink of Stella. That's what he looks like so far. I'm going to have to play with this camera some after this video and see what on earth is going on with it. I'm going to Wink of Stella a little shake, and then I'm going to squeeze it. My Wink of Stella is almost out, so I hope I have enough for this one. But I like to put just a touch of Wink of Stella on the star. Of course, it's not necessary. I just like to have a little sparkle. Let's see if you can see that. Just a little bit. Like I said, my Wink of Stella is running out, so we'll see. I'm going to turn it upside down. I usually don't do that, but it's so low. Alright, so I'm going to use my Shaded Spruce. And I'm going to use the dark one. I'm going to color these leaves right here. Again, I was using my tip to do that. And then I'm also going to color this pot. These are some tight spaces, y'all. So another great choice for coloring these would be the watercolor pencils, and then go over them with the blender pens instead of the Stampin' blends. It might be a little bit more forgiving in case you mess up. I'm always afraid my hands are going to shake and I'm going to have ink everywhere. So far so good. The color lifter it does work. So if you do get ink where you don't want it, it works with Stampin' blends only. But just dab it and let it dry, and then dab it again in the area where you want to remove your ink. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of this color right there. And I'm going to use the light one. It's a Shaded Spruce still, and I'm going to color the basket. And I do recommend coloring as lightly as you can with these blends, partly because the alcohol ink in them, it does spread a little bit, so you don't want to make a mess, but also you don't want to mess up your tip. Okay, so there's where we're at so far, and look, did you notice this? I have one fingernail painted. There is a reason, and it's that I keep forgetting. So my mom gave me a new nail polish last week, and I had it sitting on my counter the other day, and I thought, oh, I want to see what this color looks like on my actual fingernail. And so I painted one thumbnail right before I walked out the door one day and thought, oh, I like that. I will finish painting my nails later. Well, I completely forgot about it. I cleaned up the kitchen and I put the nail polish up, and I never went back and finished painting my nails. And I also never thought about taking the nail polish off. So I didn't realize it until I see it, and then I get distracted and I forget about it. So that's why I have one nail painted and one nail, or the rest of them not. It's my story. This is the dark melon mambo that I'm using now. And then the light melon mambo. For this card, I decided to just use 3 colors of blends. I'm using Melon Mambo, Shaded Spruce, and Daffodil Delight, the 3 you've already seen. But you could add as many different colors as you prefer. Wink of Stella's been upside down for a bit. Let's see if we can get some more out of it. When I squeeze my Wink of Stella, I always like to squeeze it away from my project, just in case a big blob spurts out. I don't want to ruin what I'm working on. And if I have a new Wink of Stella, a lot of times I'll squeeze it over my silicone mat as well. Let's see. You can kind of see it a little bit better now. It's still wet. It'll dry in a bit and be a little sparkly. Okay, so I'm going to set him to the side and let him dry just for a minute. And then for the inside, I was going to stamp it. What do y'all think about going ahead and adding just another strip of that light bulb DSP? Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've cut 2 more pieces. These are just 1/2 inch wide, and I did 2 so I can put one on this card, and then I'm going to put the other strip in the envelope for the other card that would come in this kit. And that way I have one already ready to go. And I'm just going to put this, I think, on this end. It is long. I'll cut the other one down a little bit, but I'll still leave it kind of long, just because then you can line it up exactly right and then cut it off. So you don't want to put too much glue on there. I went a little crazy with the glue, but not too crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and line it up just on the very edge. And then I'll use my snips and cut that off the back. Okay, and then this piece, I'm going to go ahead and put it inside my card. Kind of doing things backwards. Usually I do the inside bit last, but I'm letting that Wink of Stella dry. It should be dry. Okay, so then this piece is the one that goes on the front. I'm just going to put it about 1/2 inch from the side. So if you wanted to, you could use that other piece to line it up and make it sure it's right, or you can also use your grid paper. So I didn't get quite 1/2 inch away, but that's okay. I wasn't really trying to make it perfectly 1/2 inch. Alright, so it's still a little wet. Alright, we're going to be real careful. I'm just going to gently lay that over and grab my dimensionals. Okay, so I want him off-centered a little bit. That looks good. And then I'm going to take a little mini Stampin' dimensional. Ooh, it's my last one on this sheet. And I'm going to put that behind the MAS part. And then I'm going to take my liquid glue again and put it on the other end. Then I'll place this right here under the giraffe. And then to finish it off, so I don't know if y'all noticed, but in the picture on the front of this video and also on my blog, the card that I used had the iridescent adhesive back dots. Oh, I was picking this up like you could see it, but you can't because it's not on this card. But then they were not in stock right now. They're on back order. They should be in stock soon, but I wanted to go ahead and do this class. So I changed it to this adhesive backed sequin trio, I think is the name of it. It's a mouthful. And I like these. I think they're pretty perfect for this too. Very versatile, and you can use them for a lot of stuff. So either way you go with embellishments is going to be great. Even if you order this class and you get these, then you can still use something else, and because these are going to be good on anything. All right, here we go. There is our finished card with our slightly sparkly star. So fun. Okay, I'm not finished though because I want to decorate my envelope. So what to do. I think that what I'm going to do is grab my giraffe again. I'm getting ink all over my fingers today for some reason. And I'm just going to stamp him. We're going to go right there. There we go. And then, of course, you can color your giraffe again if you would like to. But if you are using Stampin' blends, just grab something, a piece of paper, a piece of cardstock, something to put inside the envelope while you're coloring with the Stampin' blends. You don't want it to bleed through. But I think I'm going to leave my little guy just like that. I think that's good. Oh, you can't see him. There he is. Okay, so the next card it's not that one. It's this one. It says Lemon Lime Twist card base. So the only thing you're stamping on this one are these circles. Well, you just need to stamp on one circle, but I gave you two so that you have an extra if you need it. And on this one, we're going to be using this little beaver. So I have a size D block. That's really too big, isn't it? I mean, it works. You can use it, but I'm going to put him on the smaller block. And then a little something for you with love for me. So this is a C block, and I'm going to use a B block. That's a B as in boy for the sentiment. And I'm just using my Memento ink again. Go ahead and just, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to put this little guy down towards the bottom. And it's important that you look and see how your stamp is sitting on the rubber. So mine is angled a little bit this way, so I know that the top corner over here is where most of the stamp is, and there's a little bit of a gap down here. So I'm just inking that up. I just want to make sure that it's all on my cardstock. There we go. That wasn't so difficult at all. When I stamp, and I'm stamping just for me, I like to stamp and then do the die cutting, or stamp and then do the punching. This is a punch. It's the 2 3/8 inch punch. But I can't do that whenever I'm sending things to y'all because I don't know for sure whether or not you have it. So I always like to make sure that you have enough room to do your stamping. I lost my thought there. Okay, I don't have the Pecan Pie Stampin' Blend, but you better believe that those Stampin' Blends are going on my next order. I do have the 2023 New Core Colors collection in the Stampin' Wrap markers, and I have the Brights collection in Stampin' Wrap markers. So the Stampin' Wrap markers have been updated, and so this is what the older tip looks like. This is from last year. And then this one is what the fine tip looks like now. And y'all, I love these. You wouldn't think it would make that much of a difference, but it really, really does. I've always liked the Stampin' Blends. I like them so much more now. And And I can't even explain fully why, but they're great. And I got so excited about this end that I forgot to switch over and use the brush end. When I color the beaver, I like to use the brush tip. Okay, I am going to get the brush tip out first too. That's so much smoother than this part. See, if that was a blend, I know I could go over it and it would blend really well, but I'm not sure. Okay, that worked. There you go. See what you think. Alright, and then I am going to use that little bullet tip for the candy cane. There we go. So this one is so simple to put together. I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals again. I like to use a lot. Don't mind me. Okay, so I have embossed this with the time-worn top embossing folder. I didn't have that centered up quite as well as I wanted it. I'm going to try again. Okay, that's a little better. So I'm going to use my liquid glue again on this piece of designer series paper. Okay, y'all, this designer series paper, look how fun that is. That could be used anytime. It makes me think of birthday parties. But these colors, this is called, it's called Merry, Bold, and Bright. And I have to say, I love it. I love bright colors. They make me happy. And so, of course, whenever I saw this in the new mini catalog, I had to get it. And it has some really fun foil sheets that you can get as part of that suite. I didn't get the whole suite. I just got the designer series paper and the foil sheets. And I think the iridescent dots are part of that as well. Look at that. I just put my dimensionals on the piece that I did not stamp. There's the piece I stamped. So we'll set that aside. Maybe I'll use it as a background for something. Who knows? Okay, so my sample card that I made to do the video cover and to blog, I used a little piece of twine. And this is the In Color twine. And I made a little bow with it. And I just put a little dot right here and added, of glue, and added my bow right underneath that. I decided I don't want to do that for this one. I did not include the twine in your kit. But I do want to do dots again. So, silly me. You know what else I did? I stamped this in the Poppy Parade before, and I did not do that this time. But that's okay. It's all good. I think that what I'm going to do, just to add a little bit more color, I think it's going to be okay. So, I thought I was just going to use the white sequins, but I think that what I'm going to do is use these pink ones. So this is actually Berry Burst, which I would not use with Poppy Parade, I don't think, under normal circumstances. But I decided that I do want to use it with this. I don't like the way that's all lined up in a row there. That's silly. No. There, now he kind of looks like he's looking at it. And it's all in a row again. I'm overthinking this. This is what happens. I kind of spiral into overthinking too much. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. Okay, so I'm going to grab my little beaver again. And this time I am going to stamp the beaver right here. And then I'm also going to take that envelope. I'm going to keep the flap open. Sorry about my reach there. And I'm going to stamp him also on the envelope flap right there. And this time I am going to color on both, but I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing. Okay, so there is the inside and the envelope. Okay. So here's the final card. So you have two of these rectangle white pieces to stamp on. This time we're going to use the rhinoceros, pulling the sled with the little birds hanging out. And I'm going to use my E block for this one. Okay, so this time to color I'm using Pool Party, Starry Sky, Poppy Parade, and Shaded Spruce. So the rhinoceros, y'all don't laugh, but I'm coloring it light blue. So I'm going with the light Pool Party. Okay, I'm also going to color this little bird with this color, Black Pool Party. And I think that's all. So I'm going to use the dark Poppy Parade to color the ribbon here. And also this bird. So I'm going to use the dark Shaded Spruce for the wreath. Okay, did y'all see what I did there? I goobered. And I colored the little tip of the bird's hat green, the Shaded Spruce. Did not mean to do that, so I'm going to have to go back and fix it later. So here's the dark Poppy Parade again. I forgot to color the sled. Okay, I'm going to use the light Shaded Spruce for the skates. And for his scarf. also going to use this color on this bird's earmuffs and scarf. I'm going to use the light starry sky for this bird here. And then I'm going to color this one's scarf and hat. Use this one to color this bow. This is dark starry sky. Then I'm going to use the light poppy parade to color. Yeah, I'm going to color this gift box with the light poppy parade. And I'm also going to do the rest of the scarf on the rhino. Okay, and then I think I'm going to take the dark pool party and go over this gift. Okay, so there we go. Didn't look too bad except for that one little whoopsie. So I'm going to go ahead and take, while I'm thinking about it, my little sequins. I'm going to put a sequin. It's a little big. Okay, it's a lot big. That's not going to work. Let me think about that. That sequin is way too big to go in that spot, but I'll think of something. I have an intruder on my desk. Go on, Ninja. No, ma'am. Okay, so we have this strip of designer series paper. Let's start by putting it right here. Okay, then I'm going to take this pool party, place it right above. You kind of want it centered up right there. Partway on your cards or your designer series paper and partway off. I'm going to take my handy Stampin' Dimensionals. I think these are the coolest things ever. I've been stamping for 20 years and I still think Stampin' Dimensionals are the coolest. I just love the extra dimension that they give our projects. Okay, so this piece goes centered right here. Alright, and then this little green piece, I'm going to stamp Happy Christmas Wishes. This time I'm going to use the entire stamp. I'm going to go ahead. So it's important to do the giraffe card first because, well, you could clean your stamp. You can always clean your stamp and start over. I just like to use it first because then I don't have to clean my stamp until I'm completely finished. I don't like the way that one turned out, so I'm going to flip it over. And try again. That's a lot better. Okay, I'm going to keep that one. So I'm going to take my scissors and just trim off the end at an angle. And if you want to, you can also trim off the bottom, but I'm going to leave it. I like the way it looks. So I'm going to take another mini Stampin' Dimensional. Put it on the side where it's cut at an angle. And this goes right about like that. Okay, so I have my loose silver sequins here. There's some really, I think, oh yeah, much smaller sequins in this one. So what I'm going to do is grab just a little dab of glue right there. It's just the teeny tiniest. And then I have this little bitty sequin here. And I'm going to get a little bit of that glue on the tip of my take your pick so that I can then pick that up easily. I'm going to put that, nope, not loving that either. Okay, so I do like that. That one, it's not perfect, but it works. It's fun. So then I'm just going to use a combination now. How did I do that? Look, there's a little dot of green. I don't even remember dotting that. And I'm just going to leave it there because it's a perfect little dot, so why not? But you know what? Actually, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use these green ones. This is technically Pretty Peacock, but it's going to go right here. We're pretending like it's perfect. And another one of those sequins. Okay, so put one there. We'll put a couple here. And we're going to put one more down here maybe. What do you think? Just kind of random. I use sequins and embellishments and ribbons and all kinds of things a lot to cover up boo-boos. They're just handy like that. Okay, there we go. And then for the envelope, you know what I'm going to do for the envelope is this. I'm going to grab that rhino stamp again. I just want the front of the rhino. I'm not going to do the whole sled. Just going to put the rhino. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. Alright, so I'm going to put the rhino right there. I'm going to take that just white piece of cardstock and slip that in there so that my ink doesn't bleed through. And then I'm going to go ahead and color him to match. So I'm using the Light Pool Party. I'm going to use the Light Shaded Spruce. I'll use the Dark Shaded Spruce. I'll use the Light Poppy Parade. And then I'm going to use the Dark Poppy Parade. Okay. What do y'all think here? So it was a little interesting with some camera issues today and some coloring boo-boos. But all in all, everything worked out. Hopefully you can see everything. Oh, my cat, Ninja, she came in late on everything. So, gonna have to make sure that my card is fur-free. She's been happily asleep in her little window hammock. And then she came up just for a little bit, just long enough to get fur on everything. I had to put her back in her window hammock, and she's happily napping again. Okay, there we go. Not really. There we go. So now you can see them all. That one was longer than typical. It's all that coloring. I love coloring, but it does take a little bit more time. So, I hope that you like this one. I hope that it inspires you to create, and I hope that you are ready for some Christmas cards, because I am so excited to be making Christmas cards finally, and plan to have a few weeks of that. All right, hit that like button and subscribe, and do all those fun things if you haven't already. If you would like to see more of my videos, I hope that you would. And join me over in my Facebook group if you'd like to see a little bit more, and just we can chat a little bit more in that one. All right, y'all have a great weekend. Happy stamping.